On the vibrant alien planet Zorath, a grand celebration filled the air with joy. The skies were painted with colorful lights as the aliens rejoiced in their recent victory over the Sarnok, a rival species that had threatened their dominance for years. The Zorathians, with their shimmering green skin and bright glowing eyes, danced joyfully in the vast central plaza of their capital city, Zorath Prime. The plaza was alive with music that echoed through the streets. Alien musicians played strange instruments, creating melodies that made everyone want to dance. Long tables were filled with strange foods, delicious drinks, and sparkling treats. The leaders of Zorath, proud and confident, sat on a grand stage, looking down at their people with satisfaction. They wore majestic robes, adorned with jewels that sparkled like stars. "Today we celebrate our strength," shouted Lord Thrax, the most powerful leader of the Zorathians. His voice boomed across the plaza, and the crowd cheered wildly. "We have defeated the Sarnok, and no one can challenge us now." The aliens raised their glasses high, toasting to their victory. The atmosphere was filled with laughter and excitement. Children ran around, their faces painted with bright colors, while adults danced and sang. It seemed like nothing could ruin this moment. But hidden in the shadows, a small group of humans watched closely. They had come from Earth, equipped with advanced technology and skills. For weeks, they had been observing the Zorathians, gathering information about their celebrations and defenses. The humans knew that the Zorathians were strong, but they also understood that their arrogance could be their downfall. One of the human scouts, Captain Mia, watched intently through her binoculars. "Look at them," she said to her team. "They believe they are invincible. They have no idea what is coming." The other humans nodded, focused on the celebration. They understood that it was their moment to act. Captain Mia turned to her team, her eyes filled with determination. "We can't let them think they are safe. We need to disrupt their celebrations and show them that humans will not back down." The team prepared their equipment. They checked their weapons and communication devices, ready to strike at the right moment. Captain Mia's heart raced with excitement. She knew the risks, but the thought of fighting for their home and the freedom of others fueled her courage. Meanwhile, the Zorathians continued their celebration. They were caught up in the thrill of victory, unaware of the danger lurking nearby. The aliens cheered and sang louder as Lord Thrax gave a speech about their unmatched power. "We will expand our empire! No one can stand against us," he declared. The crowd erupted in applause, their confidence growing with each word. The Zorathians believed they could conquer any world. They saw themselves as the rulers of the galaxy, and that belief blinded them to the truth. Captain Mia and her team were determined to change that. As the sun began to set, the plaza transformed into a sea of lights. Bright colors danced in the night sky, and the Zorathians felt invincible. But as they celebrated, the humans made their move. They silently slipped through the shadows, positioning themselves strategically around the plaza. Captain Mia whispered to her team, "Get ready. We will strike when they least expect it. Let's show them what humans can do." The Zorathians continued to party, their laughter ringing through the air, completely unaware of the storm brewing just beyond their sight. The humans were ready, and their hearts beat as one, united in their cause. The time for celebration was over, and soon the aliens would learn that victory could be fleeting. With a final glance at the jubilant aliens, Captain Mia smiled. "Let's make history," she said. The human soldiers nodded in agreement, ready to unleash their fury and change the course of the war forever. The celebration on Zorath Prime was in full swing. The Zorathians danced, laughed, and sang, completely unaware of the danger lurking nearby. Bright lights filled the sky, and the sound of music echoed throughout the city. But just as the party reached its peak, an urgent alarm suddenly blared across the plaza. The cheerful atmosphere turned to confusion. The alien musicians stopped playing, and the dancers froze mid-step. Lord Thrax, still standing on the grand stage, looked alarmed as the sound pierced through the joyful noise. "What is happening?" he shouted, trying to regain control of the situation. The alien officer, a tall figure with sharp features and deep blue skin, rushed to the stage, his eyes wide with panic. "My lord, we have detected an unauthorized ship entering our space. It is a human vessel, the USS Vanguard." Gasps spread through the crowd. The Zorathians, who had just celebrated their victory, now felt a chill of fear wash over them. They had long considered humans weak and insignificant. How could they dare to enter our territory? Lord Thrax demanded, his voice shaking with anger. We believed they were defeated, another alien shouted from the crowd. We thought we had destroyed all human forces. The panic in the plaza grew as the Zorathians whispered among themselves. They felt their confidence slipping away. The celebrations had turned into chaos as the realization hit them. The humans were back, and they were ready to fight. Meanwhile, on the USS Vanguard, Captain Mia and her team prepared for their mission. The ship was sleek and powerful, equipped with advanced technology designed for stealth and combat. Mia stood at the control panel, her heart pounding with excitement and determination. "Everyone, listen up!" she called out, her voice steady and strong. "We have one chance to make an impact. The Zorathians are celebrating their victory, but they don't know we are here. We need to strike hard and fast." The crew nodded, their faces filled with determination. They understood the importance of this mission. The fate of their home was at stake. Mia continued, "We will send a message to them. It's time for the aliens to know that humans will not be pushed aside." As the crew activated their communication systems, the ship's screens lit up with the image of Lord Thrax, still on the stage, looking furious. The Zorathians were now gathered, listening to their leader with a mix of fear and anger. Captain Mia took a deep breath, knowing this moment would change everything. "Zorathians!" Mia's voice boomed through the alien plaza, loud and clear. The crowd turned in shock, staring at the screen as the human captain appeared. "We are humans! We have returned, and we will fight for our home and the freedom of all who suffer under your tyranny." The aliens gasped in disbelief. How could this be happening? They had thought they were safe, and now a human was addressing them in the heart of their celebration. Lord Thrax's face twisted in anger. "How dare you interrupt our victory? You will pay for this insolence!" Captain Mia smirked, her confidence shining through. "We will not pay for anything, Lord Thrax. You may have won a battle, but the war is far from over. Your reign of terror ends today." The Zorathians looked at each other, fear replacing their earlier bravado. They had celebrated their strength, but now they faced a real threat. The humans were not as weak as they had thought. The realization that they were about to face an unexpected challenge made the aliens uneasy. Lord Thrax clenched his fists, trying to regain his composure. "Prepare the troops!" he shouted, his voice filled with rage. "We will crush these humans once and for all." As the crowd began to disperse, preparing for battle, Captain Mia felt a surge of adrenaline. This was it, the moment they had been waiting for. The humans were ready to fight, and the Zorathians were about to learn a powerful lesson. Underestimating humans could lead to their downfall. The party atmosphere was gone, replaced by tension and fear. The Zorathians had once felt invincible, but now they faced a new reality. The humans had entered the war, and nothing would ever be the same. The sound of alarms echoed through the streets of Zorath Prime. As panic spread among the Zorathians, Captain Mia stood on the bridge of the USS Vanguard, her heart racing with anticipation. The ship was now in position, ready to support the ground forces that would change the course of the battle. Mia looked around at her crew, who were focused and determined. "Prepare the drop pods," she ordered. "It's time for our soldiers to land on Zorath Prime." The crew moved quickly, checking systems and preparing for the deployment. The USS Vanguard was equipped with advanced technology, and they had trained for this moment for months. Mia felt a surge of pride as she thought about the brave soldiers ready to fight for their home. "Drop pods ready, Captain," the communications officer announced, her voice steady. Mia nodded, her eyes shining with determination. "Let's show the Zorathians what humans are made of." With a roar of engines, the drop pods launched from the ship, streaking toward the surface. Inside each pod, soldiers sat strapped in, their faces set with grim determination. They were the best of the best, trained to face any challenge that came their way. As the pods descended, the soldiers exchanged nervous glances, their hearts pounding. "Remember your training," Sergeant Harris said, his voice steady. "We are here to protect Earth and fight for our freedom." The drop pods hit the ground with a loud thud, kicking up dust and debris. The hatches exploded open, and the soldiers rushed out, weapons ready. They spread out quickly, taking cover behind buildings and structures to assess the battlefield. Zorath Prime was unlike anything they had ever seen. The alien city was filled with strange architecture and bright colors, but the beauty of the place was overshadowed by the urgency of the situation. The sounds of battle filled the air, and the humans could see the Zorathians scrambling to organize their defense. Captain Mia was among the first to exit her pod. She took a deep breath, feeling the weight of the moment. This was it. The humans had arrived to fight, and they would not back down. "Move out!" she shouted, leading her soldiers into the fray. The humans charged forward, their weapons blazing. They moved with precision, working together to overwhelm the Zorathians. The alien soldiers, still shaken by the earlier events, struggled to respond to the sudden onslaught. Mia spotted a group of Zorathians trying to regroup behind a wall. "Let's push them back!" she yelled, rallying her team. The humans moved as one, flanking the Zorathians and cutting off their escape routes. The Zorathians were not prepared for the fierce assault from the human soldiers. "Fall back!" a Zorathian officer shouted, but it was too late. The humans were relentless, charging forward with a fierce determination. As the battle raged on, the humans began to gain the upper hand. They fought with a fierce spirit, their camaraderie shining through every action. Each soldier fought for their comrades, knowing that together they were stronger. In the distance, Lord Thrax watched in disbelief as his soldiers struggled against the human force. "What is happening? How can they fight like this?" he growled, anger boiling within him. The Zorathians had never faced an enemy like this before. Back on the ground, Captain Mia continued to lead her team. "Keep pushing forward!" she shouted, determination shining in her eyes. "We will show them the strength of humanity!" The humans pressed on, capturing key positions and turning the tide of battle. Their confidence grew with every victory, and they felt a surge of hope. They knew they had a chance to change the fate of their world. As the sun began to set over Zorath Prime, the humans stood strong. They had entered the battle, and their presence was felt. The Zorathians, once confident in their victory, were now beginning to doubt their strength. The battle was far from over, but the arrival of the human soldiers had shifted the balance. The Zorathians faced an enemy they had underestimated, and now they were learning the hard truth: humanity would not be easily defeated. Captain Mia and her soldiers fought with everything they had, ready to reclaim their home and protect their future. The war was just beginning, and the humans were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The air around Zorath Prime crackled with tension as the battle began. The once celebratory atmosphere had transformed into a chaotic scene of war. The Zorathians, still reeling from the shock of the human message, scrambled to prepare their defenses. Their confidence had vanished, replaced by a deep-seated fear of the determined humans. Captain Mia stood on the bridge of the USS Vanguard, her heart racing with excitement. The ship hovered silently above the alien capital, its sleek design allowing it to blend into the night sky. She turned to her crew, who were focused and ready for action. "Prepare for attack!" she ordered, her voice steady. "Target their communication towers first. We need to cut off their command before they can organize a defense." The crew sprang into action, fingers flying over the control panels. They knew their mission was crucial. Mia watched as the targeting system locked onto the first tower. "Fire!" she commanded. Bright beams of energy shot from the ship, hitting the tower with a brilliant explosion. The blast lit up the night sky, sending debris flying in all directions. The Zorathians below gasped in shock as they witnessed the destruction of their communication hub. "Keep going!" Mia urged, adrenaline coursing through her veins. "Hit the next one!" The humans fired again, and the second tower crumbled under the onslaught. Panic spread among the Zorathians as they struggled to comprehend what was happening. Their leaders had promised them invincibility, but now they faced a formidable enemy. Meanwhile, on the ground, the alien soldiers scrambled to regroup. Lord Thrax shouted orders, his voice barely piercing through the chaos. "Form ranks! We must defend our city! Do not let the humans take any more of our towers!" But the humans were relentless. They moved swiftly, launching surprise attacks from all directions. Their tactics were unpredictable, catching the Zorathians off guard. The humans fought with bravery and skill, knowing they had to prove themselves. In the streets of Zorath Prime, chaos reigned. The Zorathian soldiers, once full of pride, found themselves overwhelmed by the determined human forces. Captain Mia led her team on the ground, coordinating strikes and using the element of surprise to their advantage. "Flank them from the left!" she shouted to her squad. "We need to disrupt their formation." The humans moved like shadows, dodging incoming fire and launching their own counterattacks. The Zorathians struggled to keep up, their fear growing with each moment. The once celebrated strength of their army seemed to crumble before the humans' unyielding spirit. In a desperate attempt to regain control, Lord Thrax ordered a full-scale counterattack. "Charge!" he yelled, leading the charge himself. His soldiers rushed forward, hoping to overpower the humans and reclaim their lost honor. But Captain Mia was ready. She saw the Zorathians charging and quickly instructed her team. "Set up defensive positions! Hold the line!" The humans took cover behind buildings and rubble, preparing for the incoming wave of Zorathian soldiers. The sound of blaster fire filled the air as the two sides clashed fiercely. Humans and Zorathians fought tooth and nail, each determined to emerge victorious. Mia fought alongside her team, her heart pounding with every clash. She could see the fear in the eyes of the Zorathians as they faced the humans head-on. They had underestimated their enemy, and now they were paying the price. As the battle raged on, the humans started to gain the upper hand. Their teamwork and strategy outmatched the Zorathians, who were losing confidence with every moment. The tide of the battle began to turn, and hope surged within the human ranks. "We can win this!" Mia shouted, rallying her team. "Fight for your families, for your home. We are stronger together." With renewed determination, the humans pushed forward. They began to take control of key positions, driving the Zorathians back. The once celebratory streets of Zorath Prime now echoed with the sounds of war, and the fate of the planet hung in the balance. As the sun began to rise, casting a golden light over the battlefield, it became clear that the humans would not back down. They fought with every ounce of strength they had, ready to show the Zorathians that their reign of terror was coming to an end. The battle was far from over, but the humans had proven one thing: they were a force to be reckoned with, and they would not let fear control them any longer. The battlefield of Zorath Prime lay in ruins. The once vibrant city was now a chaotic scene filled with smoke, debris, and echoes of battle. But amidst the destruction, a new hope began to rise. Captain Mia and her human soldiers had fought valiantly, pushing back the Zorathians and reclaiming the streets. As the sun broke through the clouds, casting rays of light over the battlefield, Mia stood atop a hill, surveying the scene. The Zorathian forces were retreating, their morale shattered. The human soldiers cheered, a wave of excitement washing over them. They had done the impossible. They had turned the tide of the war. "Keep your guard up," Mia called out to her team. "We've won this battle, but the war is not over yet. We must remain vigilant." The soldiers nodded, still buzzing with adrenaline. They had experienced fear and uncertainty, but now they felt a sense of purpose. The humans had come together, and their unity was their strength. As the humans advanced through the streets, they encountered groups of Zorathians who had surrendered. The alien soldiers, once full of pride, now looked defeated and scared. Captain Mia approached them cautiously. "Lower your weapons," she said firmly but calmly. "We do not wish to harm you further. We are here to protect our people, and we will not fight unless we have to." One of the Zorathian soldiers stepped forward, trembling. We thought we could not be beaten." "We were wrong," he admitted, his voice filled with regret. Mia saw a chance for peace. "If we can find a way to end this conflict, we can both have a future. Let us talk, not fight," she suggested, extending her hand. The Zorathian soldier looked at her hand, then at his comrades. Slowly, he nodded and lowered his weapon. "We will listen," he said, and his fellow soldiers followed suit. As they gathered to speak, Mia realized this was a pivotal moment. They had fought hard, but now it was time to build a bridge between their worlds. "We all want peace," she began. "Our people may be different, but we share the same desire to protect our homes." The Zorathians listened, their eyes wide with uncertainty. Mia continued, "Let's work together to create a better future. We can learn from each other and grow stronger as allies." In the distance, Lord Thrax watched the meeting unfold. He felt a mix of anger and confusion. How could the humans be so bold? But he also saw the hope in his soldiers' eyes. Perhaps it was time to reconsider their approach. As the humans and Zorathians talked, the tension began to ease. They shared stories of their worlds, their struggles, and their dreams. Slowly, understanding grew. They found common ground, realizing that they were not so different after all. Hours passed, and the atmosphere shifted from one of hostility to one of cooperation. Mia could see the change in her soldiers as well. They were no longer just fighters, they were peacemakers, determined to end the cycle of violence. "We will establish a new alliance," Mia proposed. "Together we can defend our homes against any future threats. Let's put our weapons down and build something stronger than war." The Zorathians exchanged glances, And then the soldier who had first stepped forward nodded. Yes, we agree. We do not want more fighting. Let us unite for a better future. As the sun set on Zorath Prime, a new hope blossomed. The humans and Zorathians joined forces, not just as soldiers, but as friends. They worked together to clear the debris, rebuilding what had been destroyed. Mia smiled, feeling a warmth in her heart. They had come to this alien world as warriors, but they were leaving as allies. The bond formed in the heat of battle was now becoming a lasting friendship. The sound of laughter filled the air as humans and Zorathians celebrated their new alliance. They shared food and stories, their differences forgotten in the spirit of unity. As the stars twinkled in the sky above Zorath Prime, Captain Mia looked around at her comrades, both human and alien. She felt a sense of peace wash over her. This was the beginning of a new chapter, one filled with hope, understanding, and the promise of a brighter future. The battle had ended, but the real work was just beginning. Together, they would face whatever challenges lay ahead, united as one.